Welcome to Money Masterclass, where we teach you to make money, manage money, and multiply money. In today's teaching, I'd like to share with you on what I call the rules of money. And this is going to be not just one, but 2, 3, or 4 sets of teaching on the rules of money. Because if you do not know the rule of a thing, you're likely to break and you're likely to walk wrong. What are the rules of money? Let's start with what money is. Money is a neutral instrument in your hand for purchase, for making life comfortable, for doing the things your heart desires, for executing your plans. Money is neutral. It takes on the character of the owner. It does not care your height, your breadth. It does not care what your religion is. Matter of fact, sometimes some have used religion to hold you down and not to be able to have the kind of funds that you have in your hand. It's amazing, and it's quite anachronistic, a contradiction, to realize that the most religious nations and people tend to be poor. Why? Because something in their mind tells them you are okay. You are just waiting for some spiritual experience. God doesn't want you to not have. Money does not, therefore, reduce your serving God or being a better person. Rather, it enhances what you want to do. So what are the rules? You need to know. Money does not change people. It shows who they really are. If a man is a good person, his money will take on his character. If a man is a bad one, his money will take on his character. Shakespeare tries to show us in the lifestyle of Shylock, the man who was a money lender, a very hard person. If that same money was in somebody else's hand, it would be different. Money also, secondly, is this truth, this rule. Never spend money before you earn it. This is a rule of money. If you haven't earned the money and you are spending it, you cannot create wealth. We live at a time and in a world where people make us feel that we are only credit worthy because we spend the money we don't have, because we borrow money we don't have and use it on the things we may not need. You've got to realize that if you are going to create wealth, if you spend the money you haven't earned, to move away from poverty will be very difficult. You have to learn to sacrifice your desires, or else you will sacrifice the future for the present. The next rule of money is do not run after money. Don't chase after money. Rather, magnetize money. Let money come to you. You see, you are either a money magnet or a money repellent. You are either drawing money to yourself, making it attractive to you, making it attracted to you, it looking for you wherever you are, coming to you from the four corners of the earth, or you are repelling money. And I will share with you in coming days, how do you repel money? How do you make money move away from you? Let me just give you one insight. If you have money fears, the fear you have, oh, money might change me, money might make me evil, you are likely to repel money. The next truth about the rules of money is that you should not chase it, magnetize it, then invest time before you invest money. What do I mean by investing time before you invest money? I'm trying to let you understand. If you spend time, train yourself, train your mind to handle wealth. When money comes, money will now multiply in your hand. Invest time before you invest money. One of the reasons is time is immediately available to you. When you woke up today, you were handed a briefcase with 24 hours in it. In those 24 hours, there are 60 minutes in each of the hours. This was an investment made into your life. You need to now take those 24 golden hours and invest them wisely. If you can do that, money will begin to come to you, and then you will increase in money. The next truth, the next rule is that the more you learn, the more you earn. You see, many people want to handle wealth, but they've never given themselves to learning. They think, I know enough. In fact, it is very interesting that people who lack tend to want to instruct the person who has. If the person is trying to tell them, this is how to manage your money and multiply, they will say, are you going to tell me what to do with my money? I know what I am doing. And in the end, they lose what they have. Next rule, never be a slave to money. Rather, be a master over it. Because you see, if you are a slave to money, it rules over you. It makes you a debtor. Be the master, because bad debt is the form of slavery that you may not realize. In the good book, the Bible, it says, Proverbs 22 verse 7, the rich rule over the poor. Borrowers are servants of lenders. So if you are a borrower, consistent borrower, you become a servant to lenders. You will always have to depend on a lender to be able to have enough, to be able to have money. If you are a servant and a slave of money, you will wait for other people to determine your life, to determine what you want to do. The next rule of money is that you must learn how to seduce money. Guys who want to seduce a lady know what they do. Same thing. If you want money to come to you, you must know how to seduce money so that even when you are sleeping, money is looking for you. It is running after you. It is calling for you. Don't let money seduce you, because if money seduces you, you will break ethical laws. You will break legal principles that the nation where you are holds. You will break personal principles that undergird your life, because you have allowed the seduction of money to draw you, instead of you being the one whom money is the one seduced by your life, and money comes to you. The next truth and rule is that money is your personal army. It should go out and bring prisoners back to you. Money is your personal army. It's a weapon. Wealth is a weapon. Money is a weapon. Anyone who told you you can be happy continually without having it deceived you. You need to have money, good money, and send it out as a soldier to conquer cities, conquer nations, conquer businesses, conquer situations. Let money march into a place and take over companies for you. Let money march into a place and take over properties for you. Houses you never built, businesses you never started, can become yours because you are a money master. And listen, when you learn to make money your personal army, it will take every dream you have as a prisoner for you. The things you desire, your aspirations will become your reality. Next rule of money, you need to understand, the right partner can make you rich, the wrong partner can make you poor. This is a money rule. For those of you who are not yet married, who are still single, you need to not only consider what a man looks like or a woman looks like. Shape is not enough. Biceps are not enough. It is important to realize if your money mission is different from that of your partner, you are likely to see money flow away from both of you. A square thinking person and a triangular thinking partner have two money plans that don't fit. Their blueprints do not fit. Can you imagine an architect who designs a rounded house for a man with a square thinking, and the man wants to force the rounded design to fit the square? It will not work. So the money rule is this: you have to have the right person who sees what you see, who feel what you feel, who dream what you dream. Let me let you understand further. On this subject of the money rules, The persons in your life can determine who you become. Then, next truth. Money will solve all your money problems, but nothing more, nothing less. There are things money cannot do. It cannot solve your relational problems. It can enhance it. It cannot solve your love problems. It can enhance it. These are the rules of money. These are the things money will do for you. It has its power. It will buy you some things. It will bring you some opportunities. It will court you some connections. And so you've got to know these rules of money and apply them. Then you've got to know the next truth. There are people who have money and there are people who are wealthy. Both are not the same. You see, there are men who are very rich, but they are not wealthy. A wealthy man has a wholesome blessing. He has money, he has ethics, he has dreams, he has vision, he has family, he has relationships, he has things to work for him. Wealth is more than the accumulation of money and goods. It is also the possibilities of finding happiness, finding joy, and then going forward and creating the joy, the happiness for other people. Let me share with you 2 or 3 more. Your rewards in life will always be in exact proportion to your contribution. This is a money rule. Your rewards in life will be in proportion to your contribution. What does this mean? The man who cleans the windows in my house, I pay him according to his contribution to my happiness. There's a gentleman who comes to cut the grass in my house. There is an amount I pay him. But guess what? He doesn't get the same thing as my lawyer, who helps me to solve legal problems and probably in the end helps me to save hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars. I want you to also know that the person who serves as my doctor helps me to settle and handle health problems. So I pay them in proportion of the problem they solve. Life is so fair, in case you have always said life is not fair. When it comes to the rule of money, life is fair. Money comes to you according to the problem you solve, not the passion you have. You know, a lot of young people today will say, oh, I'm trying to follow my passion. Please, my dear friend, don't follow your passion. Rather, find a problem and connect it with your passion. Because you see, the people we are paying very well today are solving a problem for us. During the pandemic, a man created a platform called Zoom. While others were losing their jobs and losing money, he made over $5 billion in a space of 2 months. Because everyone who could not go anywhere and needed to hold meetings had to use his platform. During the pandemic, Amazon.com, by reason of being the biggest logistics company on earth, helping people move things, made $15 billion in a space of 2 months. Why? Because they were solving a problem people faced. So listen, your rewards in life will be in exact proportion to your contribution. Today again, I continue another subject, but within the remit of the rules of money. The rules of money. I guarantee you that the Money Masterclass is going to change your life. It's going to practically bring you into all the truth you need to know for making money. I can guarantee you that it's easy to make money if you apply the rules of money. Today, let's look at about 7 or 8 of them. Rule number 1, spend less than you earn. Put away the difference. Spend less than you earn. Put away the difference. Someone had said, if you cannot save in the days when you earn £1, You will not be able to save when you earn 1,000. It is an habit you need to develop. Being able to spend less than you earn. No matter how small your salary is or your income, you've got to break this habit of spending everything and complaining that, oh, I just cannot live on the little I have. You see, putting it in business will even create exponential growth. If you spend less than you earn and you take that left over and you put it in a business or some investment or a savings. And if the savings, for example, savings account in most countries are very, very low as 0.5% or maybe 2% in some places where it's higher. And it's never matching with inflation. Therefore, you could put your money together, buy treasury bills with your country's government. And you'll be amazed when it's a treasury bill from your country's government or a government bond, it is guaranteed whatever interest they put on it. So, this first rule is the reason why many people become prosperous. They learned from the beginning not to spend everything they earn. Why? Because earning years must take care of your yearning years. Earning years must take care of your yearning years. In the good book, the Bible, we have 3 cases that make us understand something about spending less. A king, the Pharaoh of Egypt, had a nightmare. I think it's not a dream, it's a nightmare. When 7 fat cows are swallowed by 7 thin cows, that is a nightmare. Boom, they bring in Joseph to interpret the dream. He interprets the dream and he gives the solution. Let your 7 fat years take care of your 7 thin years. What does that mean? In the days when you earn, put something away because lean years will always come. If they don't come when you are young, they come when you are older. Spend less than you earn. Second illustration. The great wise King Solomon says, go to the ants, you lazy man. Ants in the summer carry food more than 10 times their weight, a mile. They leave scent along the way to their ant hill and deposit the food all through the summer. When winter comes, they are hibernating and having something to eat. You will go through your winter. It is either the winter of unemployment or the winter of age. If you think it is not possible, just check your hair. If you see any white, it's the proof of winter. Or even if you don't have one and you're still young, you can have your own kind of winter. Number 2, know your worth, particularly your hourly worth. Let it either motivate you to make more money or to know how to market yourself. What does that mean? In every country that have signed with the ILO, International Labor Organization, there is a universal agreement that no employer must make you work for more than 40 to 45 hours. So using this, our calculus will put the number of hours you work in a year to be 2,000 hours. So your total hours of work every year is 2,000 hours. Now let us assume that you are earning 40,000 pounds. You've got to divide that 40,000 pounds by 2,000. I think 40,000 divided by 2,000 comes to something like 20 pounds per hour. Are you worth more than that? Because if you are worth more than that, then it means that somebody have sold themselves cheap. Therefore, you now need to raise the value of your hour. How do you raise the value of your hour? You may have to raise it by studying, learning, becoming an expert in your chosen field, or finding a problem and solving it. The fastest way to create wealth in any generation, in any culture, is to find a problem and solve it. The reason you and I have made Jeff Bezos the wealthiest man on earth is because he's solving a problem for us through his Amazon. He's not only delivering books, he's delivering goods, he's opening stores. He's created a system whereby his company can practically almost do anything. They are now thinking of manufacturing, producing cars, putting satellites in space so they can sell data to us, sell it very, very cheap. Solving problem. That's the reason Bill Gates will be wealthy. He solved a problem. He put software in our computers. He has never had a manufacturing company. Rather, he solved a problem. Know your hourly worth. And when you know your hourly worth, divide it by 2,000 like I just did. And it will resonate a message to you and make you know if you need to change some things. Number 3, budget. Budget. How do I budget? These are rules of money. You may say, I have it in my head. No, please, sir. Sit down, calculate. My salary is so and so amount a month, say 40,000, which we mentioned earlier. It means that take or leave it, you are taking home something like 3,200 pounds before tax. By the time the tax man takes his own and everyone take their own, you got home with 1,800 pounds. With this amount left, you've got to budget. Know that when you have that kind of money and you are budgeting, you've got to cut your spending. So, let me suggest to you in this teaching on the rule of money, let us assume that you want to spend 50% on living, paying rent, feeding your house, your family, taking care of yourself. Then let us assume that again you had to spend 20% on great fun, just having a good time. You need to have 10% which you give out to your maker or a charity that you belong to. If you form a habit of giving, you will start to live. Giving is living. You've got to also realize that the power of releasing comes from your giving. We still are left with 20%. So 50% on living your life, 20% on having great fun, 10% on giving to charity, giving to God, giving in your church, giving where you are connected. The 20% that is left should be your savings, no matter what happens and no matter how small your income is. In fact, if it's possible, if you can save more than 20, that's great, but never do less. One of the reasons is inflation is cutting down the value of people's income. 20% savings means that you are beginning to catch the drift of your need to come out of this selling your hours. In the coming seasons, when we teach at the Money Masterclass, we'll show you how selling your hours is not the way to create wealth. You want to know how to create wealth and not selling your hours? Stay glued to the Money Masterclass. Rule number 4, create a simple money management system. In other words, automate some of your expenses. You know how much your rent is. Create a system whereby it is automated in a payment. Oh, and by the way, let me quickly chip in here for you. If your rent is due on the 5th, if it is possible, never make the people you pay the first to get money out of your account. Let money enter your account first. Let it stay there for some days. Let it produce for you before you begin to pay people. Pay others last. Pay yourself first. Look after Mr. Me. Your money comes in, take out the savings, take out the charitable money before you now begin to solve the rental problem. the electricity problem. Always pay yourself first. If you don't operate that way and you are always, oh, I don't like people chasing me for their money, you are looking after others while no one is looking after you. You've got to automate your deductions also, which you want to save in the bank account. As the money is coming into your account, put a standing order that, hey, Mr. Bank, on the 5th of every month or on the 1st of every month, take out 200 pounds and keep away for me every month. Let it just be. Let it just be. Number 5, eliminate most interest-related debts. Oh my, the power of the credit cards have weakened many people. It has reduced many. They do not realize how interest-related debts eats all of your working hours and all of your working life. And by interest-related debts, eliminating them, how about your mortgage? If you own a house, how do you reduce that? We'll be teaching you how to cut down on your mortgage and how to pay it quick and fast, so that actually within a short time you become the owner of the house without owing anyone and you have equity. Number 6, always have emergency fund. This is money to handle sudden challenges. It could be a 500 pounds you kept somewhere, a 1,000 pounds you kept somewhere. If possible, in your house, not in the bank. Or rather, in a savings account which you can access through the ATM. But always have emergency funds. Something comes up, your child needs a quick medicine, and you're not accessible to free medicine. You needed to quickly buy something, and you're not accessible to where they have it, and you needed to go through a process. Have emergency funds that no one had to control for you. You have absolute control over the emergency funds. This is a rule of money which it looks simple, but it is the truth. Imagine during the lockdown, many people in some nations of the world had no money at home when their nations were locked down. Matter of fact, when lockdown was over, in third world nations, for example, the first day the bank opened, there was a stampede because no one had taught them the power of emergency money. Last one for today. Know that money buys happiness when applied appropriately. Yeah, you heard me right. Money buys happiness when applied appropriately. You know, it's often been said, oh, money does not buy you happiness. Money cannot buy you happiness. Oh, really? Money can buy you a nice, good bed that you didn't have to have body ache. Money can buy you good air conditioning in your house so you don't have to blow yourself to sleep. Money can buy you systemized, very good, centralized heating system or air conditioning system, total air handling system. Money can bring happiness when applied appropriately. As long as you don't deify, worship money, you see it as an instrument, a tool in your hand, a slave to you, an army that works for you, something you put shoes on to go out and work for you. Money can bring happiness. So anyone who told you money does not bring happiness, check. When they fly, where do they fly? If it's always economy, how did they arrive? Because some people say, oh, why should I fly business class? Why should I fly first class? After all, we'll arrive at the same time. Yeah, we'll arrive same time, but not in the same shape. So, remember all our rules today. Spend less than you earn. Put away the difference. Number 2, know your total worth, your hourly worth. And if you're not satisfied with what you're earning, raise your level. Number 3, budget. If you don't budget, you will not know when there is a bleeding, an outflow that is more than the inflow. Number 4, create a simple money management system. Create an automation system that helps you to be able to know what is coming in, what is going out. Number 5, eliminate most interest-related debts, because the people who loaned you the money are happy that you borrowed. They love it. In fact, the longer it takes, the more they smile. You are empowering somebody else by you living perpetually under interest-related kind of borrowing. Number 6, always have emergency funds. If you didn't think it was necessary, I tell you, the period of the coronavirus pandemic was an eye-opener. Money talks, and many people didn't have enough. Number 7, know that money can buy happiness if applied appropriately. It can buy happiness. Because you see, one of the reasons for rule number 7 is that the statements you make to yourself will begin to shape your mind and determine if you magnetize money or repel it. I do hope today you were impacted. Like this video, share it, subscribe, and please invite your friends to be part of the Money Masterclass. Always remember, we are here to help you make, manage, and multiply money. Be good.